Hello, my lovely people. Good morning to you all, and I welcome you to Linda's TV show, the home of news. If it is your first time and you like what we are doing here, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notification. Here we react to all forms of videos, local, international. And I want to seize this opportunity to put a disclaimer that here in Linda's TV show, we do not preach misleading information, hate speech, violent or instigating war. We are only here to inform, educate about what is happening. I deserve this opportunity to appreciate YouTube for creating this wonderful platform. If not for YouTube, I don't know how we will be able to disseminating information to the members of the public. YouTube, I appreciate you. So
We have been on this path for more than 4 years and still counting, and I bet you the world is watching and they're observing. In as much as we know that they have their own interests, that is why they have failed to heed to our voice. But a time is going to come when they will not be silent anymore. A time is going to come when they will have no choice than to let go of the children of Chukwukabiam. The sit at home was agreed by Biafrans, not enforced by anybody. The Zoological Republic government have tried by all means to blackmail it. They have tried everything they can to blackmail it, to target evil, to pinch us against ourselves. But they have always failed. If you have listened to the program of Nnamdi Kanu that I played, that broadcast will make you see what transpired in Anambra State then. The DSS orchestrated an evil plan immediately after the launching of the ESN. They orchestrated an evil plan. And the DSS, they went and robbed a bank in Anambra State with the flag of Biafra. They went and robbed a bank. And when they went to that robbery, they went to the Biafran flag. You can imagine. And they left the Biafran flag there. And then the next news you are hearing is that the Biafran agitators went and robbed the bank. And it was an orchestrated plan by the DSS. You hear Nnamdi Kanu talk about it. They also went again to continue to sponsor cult groups. They sponsor cult groups to begin to perpetrate evil against the Biafran people. And you saw Nnamdi Kanu rose to the occasion and banned everything that had to do with cultism in Biafra land. Banned. He banned everybody using the Biafran flag for anything illegal, including speaking unnecessarily, including making derogatory comment that doesn't have meaning. But today, what do you see? Today, you see people put Biafran flag behind them, holding Biafran flag, and they are lying. Holding Biafran flag, and all they speak is lie, propaganda, and blackmail against their brother. In that video of Martin Nnamdi, you hear when he says that only Martin Nnamdi made it clear. If you want to show that you are strong, that you should go to the forefront and face our real enemy that we all know. We know our enemies. We know them. And they know themselves. Those in uniform and those off uniform. You saw it in the speech of Martin Nnamdi. He made it clear. You know why it is important I go back and continue to play these messages of Martin Nnamdi from time to time. Any blessed day, I must bring a new one or some to come and play for you to listen, for you to know where we are coming from. So that when you join today and you are talking about Biafra, you should know what you are speaking about. You saw how angry Martin Nnamdi was for people who claim to be Biafran and they use Biafran flag for something else. They use it to commit fraud. They use it to go to stealing. Use it to commit crime. They use it to set people up. They use it for propaganda and blackmail. Today, go and see many platforms that when you look their name, you see their title of their name, Biafra this, Biafra that, Biafra this, Biafra. But go and hear what they are saying. Absolute nonsense and rubbish. Those of us that titled our platform with our own name is even much better. You see them, they will say Biafra platform, Biafra this. But when you go there and listen to what they say, bunch of lies. Lies upon lies, deceit. They are busy fighting against their own brother, castigating their brother or their sister. In a platform that was meant to build, When you listen to the voice of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you see that this propaganda and blackmail did not start today. The blackmail of Nigerian government did not start today, and they use our own people to do it. Even when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was here, they were using Biafrans against Biafrans. When you listen to that broadcast very well, you find that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was furious against the Biafrans who allowed themselves to be used by the caliphate, by the DSS. It didn't start today. It didn't start from Master Simon Ekpa. After the launching of ESN, successfully, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was able to clear the road. Most of the roadblocks were taken off. And immediately, the DSS went into work. They began to push their propaganda so that they can see a reason to come back. And that is what they have always done. Whenever you tell them to remove the roadblock, they will now begin to increase in criminality. They will now go and gather gang group, give them guns, group of gangs, give them guns. Even with Biafran flag, tell them to go and begin to commit crimes. They also go ahead to give them substance, hard substance to take. This is something that is manipulated by the federal government of Nigeria through the politicians. They are still doing it up to today. You see, when you listen to this, you see that these things did not start even from Master Simon Ekpa. When Master Simon Ekpa came, the same thing was what they were doing to Master Simon Ekpa. Whenever Master Simon Ekpa give an order to clear the road, the next minute you will see the increase of, you see, they begin to sponsor different kinds of cult group and criminals. That was the same step. That thing Mazen Nnamdi was lamenting there was what they did to this sit at home. Monday sit at home. You remember? When we started Monday sit at home, every Monday there will be burning of trucks, there will be burning of houses, there will be loss of life every Monday by a certain group sponsored by the DSS, sponsored by the politicians, sponsored by the Nigerians, just to make sure they demonize what we are doing because they know the effects of sit at home. Many countries of the world have applied sit at home and it worked for them. And some of them, they say, why are you sitting at home? You should go to Abuja and sit down. Bunch of clowns and idiots. They say, why are you sitting at home? Why are you sitting at home? You know, Tinubu is not in Biafra land. It's not Biafra land, it's whole you. Why are you punishing your people? Mad people everywhere. Mad people everywhere. Civil disobedience is the most civil way for you to air your opinion when you are dealing with tyrants. When you are dealing with tyrants, a state-sponsored tyranny, civil disobedience is the only way you can save your life. In Nigeria, you can't protest. Not even for a better Nigeria. You cannot even protest for a better Nigeria, let alone protest for Biafra. For a better Nigeria, you cannot protest in Nigeria for a better Nigeria, let alone come and say you want to protest for Biafra. You saw what they did to them in NSAS. You see how many people lost their life in NSAS. There was no accountability up to today. Not even sorry, no apology. Some people, their cops were not fined up to today. And the country moves on. You saw what they did to the Shiite group. When the Shiite people were protesting, you see how many Shiite were murdered. More than 1,000 Shiite men were murdered in cold blood because they were protesting. Just the recent one, they were talking about good governance, about hunger, whatever, protest. You saw how many people that died. The only civil way, peaceful and civil way to show your disapproval of the government, a tyrannic government, like the one they have in Nigeria, is civil disobedience. You saw that at a point in time, even most of those activists, they begin to call for sit at home. I have a video where Dele Farotimi was asking Nigerians to sit at home. Dele Farotimi was asking Nigerians to apply the method of IPOB, apply the method of Biafrans and sit at home. Many people, many of them were calling for Nigeria. But you know, Nigeria is not a country. There is no way you can get such kind of unity in Nigeria and tell them to sit at home. It can never happen. That is why I say these people that call themselves activists, they know the problem, but when it comes to solution, they score zero. They can sit in their platform, they can sit in the conventional media, and they narrate how you can solve the problem within 2 minutes. But after the next week, they cannot offer anything. Practically, they can't do nothing. Theoretically, they will sit in a place and tell you how you can make Nigeria better. But apply it. No way. Even Obadiah Melafia that they murdered, Obadiah Melafia called for sit at home, say that all Christians should sit at home to show their grievances. All these calls from activists in the zoo shows you that sit at home remain the only eligible way, the only peaceful way for you to show your grievances to the zoo, and they will hear the sound, and the world will pay attention. They know. That is why you see them, all their energy is on sit at home. They blackmail sit at home, including taking life of the innocent people, just to see that they demonize it. They paid media houses, they paid content creators, every one of them. Up to this moment, ask them, what has sit at home got to do with them? Even those who are not Biafrans, you think they care about you? When you see somebody from Yoruba land telling you about sit at home, concern, you didn't think he care about you, and now someone talking about a Fulani man talking about sit at home, you think he care about you? He doesn't care about you. But they know the implication of that very civil disobedience. They know that the world is watching. They know that that is a self-referendum, and we have been able to conduct a self-referendum now for more than 4 years and still going. And somebody will tell you, it doesn't make sense. They will come and some of them will come and tell you, do you know how many billion they are losing? Imagine a Nigerian politician telling you how much the country is losing a day. Imagine a Nigerian politician coming to tell you, you know how much you lose. And ask that idiot, the ones he have gained, what do you do with it? When the sit at home was not there, the money they were getting, where did they apply it? And if we calculate by the amount they say they are losing every Monday, if we calculate by that amount, now you can imagine the amount they get from Monday till Monday. Then what are they doing with the money? I'm not talking about the allocation now. The tax they generate, the inner tax they generate from the state. The state VAT they generate. They will be calling billions. They are losing each state. Then calculate within yourself, if such billions is being raised in every state, what are they doing with the money? What are they doing with the money? Underdevelopment is everywhere. There is no light, there is no road, there is no water, there is no job, there is nothing is working, nothing, absolutely nothing. The only thing they are good in buying SUV. If you see their convoy, SUV, they block road and cause hold up. That's all they do. Go to developed countries. You will see a governor going, you will not know that is a governor. A governor will enter the same bar with you and eat. A governor will be on the same lane with you in queue. Buy things that you buy. You buy in the same shop. But in the zoo, ordinary commissioner, when a commissioner wants to come into a shop, the convoy alone will cause traffic. The security details will drive everybody from the shop. When his shop finishes, before the other person come and shop. This is a country we want to be part of. This is a country some of us want to be part of. But the Biafrans, we know that they are not serious and we cannot be part of them. But the great annoyance is that very annoyance Nnamdi Kanu, with the anger he was speaking on that video that I just played. When you listen to Nnamdi Kanu, he was lamenting because our own people are making themselves available for this evil. Because when the DSS orchestrate all these their flag of operations to demonize the struggle, they use Biafrans. They use Biafrans through the politicians, creating cult group everywhere. Most of these security outfit they are creating, they are cult groups, members of the cult. and they will be the one to provide hard substance for them to take. I saw a video where a member of what do they call this Akodo or Udogachi in Anambra State, a security outfit was soaked in hard drugs. You will see him rolling on the ground after taking substance. Because of the substance he has smoked, he was rolling on the ground. A security person, they were pouring him water. He fell into the gutter. He fell into gutter, and they have to pick him up. And people were surrounding everywhere watching. This is somebody who they gave arm to go and begin to guide people. Go and look at what is happening in Anambra State. When you heard the voice of Nnamdi Kanu there, you see Nnamdi Kanu specifically was talking about what was happening in Anambra State then. After the creation of ESN, this Anambra madness did not start today. Sponsored by the politicians. It didn't start today. They went and robbed a bank with Biafran flag. The same thing they are still doing today to blackmail what we are doing. The same thing they did when Mazen Samonepa was here. Everything they target is Mazen Samonepa. Every Monday, they will take innocent lives just to see something to say against Mazen Samonepa. Just to see something how to push against the seat at home. But they failed woefully. And up to this moment, Biafrans continue to air their opinion, continue to stand their ground. You see now that they are tired. How many times have you seen people lost their life on Mondays? How many times have you seen places being burnt out? How many times have you seen it? The only time you see that is whenever Nnamdi Kanu is coming to court. If the court of Nnamdi Kanu is drawing close, you see any seat at home before then, you will see chaos. You will see trouble. You will see chaos. The DSS will activate something. They'll come and add. They'll say, "Oh, those people are still sitting down and they are destroying things," just to see how to attack our supreme leader. But you heard our supreme leader here, how he was angry towards those who are involved in criminality, and he made it clear that no Biafran, any part of Biafran land, no court group is allowed in Biafran land. No court group. It doesn't matter who you are. That you must not use Biafran flag for anything evil, not even for jokes. But today, go and check platforms where you see Biafra platforms with that name and flag. Listen to them, what they are saying. Some of them, after speaking, you'll be wondering, where is this one coming from? They speak lies from the pit of hell. No single truth in their mouth. You will not hear any single truth. Lie, blackmail, propaganda, that is what you hear. These are people that give the title of their platform is Biafra. And here we are, seeking for recognition. How on earth do you think anybody will recognize you with such attitude? How on earth? You heard Nnamdi Kanu say it. That they are doing these things to blackmail us, so that when the world look at us, they will say, "Oh, how can they deal with this kind of people?" When the world look at us, they begin to see us as people who are irresponsible. They begin to see us as criminals. How are you representing Biafra in your little platform? In that platform where you are speaking, in that small place where you are working, where you are living, in your apartment, in that country where you are, how are you representing the United States of Biafra? How? How are you representing Biafra? In that state where you are abroad, in that country where you are, in that country, when people see you, can they say, if not because of this guy, I will not respect any of them. But because of this man, so long this man is part of them, I will respect them. Can somebody look at you and say, because of you, I will support Biafra? Can somebody look at you and say, because of you as a person, that he or she will support Biafra? If nobody can support Biafra because of you, you have to have a rethink. If nobody can hit his or her chest and support Biafra because of you, you must have a rethink. You ask yourself a question. Something is wrong somewhere. Something is definitely wrong somewhere. We are in a very critical time. A very, very critical time. And up to now, you still see some people acting in a manner that I can't understand. You heard Mazen Nnamdi Kanu say it in that speech that if you want to engage outsiders, engage our enemy. We need people to engage the enemies. But what we do today, we see our military on the ground today. Our military on the ground, their focus today is against their brothers. Their focus today is against their brothers. Instead of them getting busy, when the Biafrans see what you are doing, nobody is going to tell them before they support you. You don't have to beg for support. You don't beg for support. You don't beg for respect. You earn it. You earn it. You earn it. You don't beg for support. You earn it. You have to earn it. Look at the time of Master Samuel Ekpa. Master Samuel Ekpa did not beg for any support. Even with all those attacks, all he was doing he was busy doing something to show something. But today, nobody is busy showing anything. All we are busy is trying to make ourselves visible. We're only trying to make our people put ourselves on a high ground. We are only busy acquiring title. We are only busy claiming to be Alpha and Omega. But during the time Master Samuel Ekpa, he was busy winning the heart of Biafra through his work. You can imagine when Master Samuel was here. This is the same army that anytime he posts them, everything. When you come fundraise, you don't need to beg people because you will see the work of the military. Whenever Master Samuel release their video, you will see actions. When they release their video, you will see things. When you see their video in action, nobody have to tell you. They were winning the respect of Biafrans every single day. Every single day. Our Liberation Army did not have to beg anybody. Biafran Liberation did not have to beg anybody to support them or beg anybody to accept them or beg anybody. No, by their work, when you look at what they are doing, each time they don't come media to advertise. They don't come in media to talk. They don't have that time. Why is it that this time they are now taking the position of the media, leaving the actions that is meant for them? Leaving the action that is meant for them. What is the sense of coming to media to talk? What are you trying to prove? You have done the job when you did the job. Everybody trusts you without you opening your mouth to talk. What Master Samuel was doing there then was just to show the work he did. That is what Master Samuel was not busy praising. He wasn't praising anybody. All he does is to show your work. And once you show your work, the whole people will fall behind you. You don't need to beg anybody to come and donate, to come and follow you, come and respect. No. This Liberation Army earned their respect then from Master Samuel. They earned it from Biafran people. Every week you will see Master Samuel will release a video of what they have done, of their presence, their preparations, their movements. But today, how many times have you seen any video from them that has to do with the achievements? When was the last time you saw the army of Biafra release a video of achievement? When was the last time? When was the last time you saw a video of achievement? Even on our Heroes Day, we didn't see any video on our Heroes Day. Very, very painful. Very, very painful. Does it mean that we have disappeared? Does it mean that Ndakodo and Udogachi have captured all our men? Does it mean that all the men who were there marching all this while have disappeared? And some of us are now asking ourselves questions. Why is it that we did not see their video on that day of heroes, their fellow comrade that died, a day that their comrade died? I was expecting them to release their own video. I don't care where you belong or who you obey or who you don't obey. I don't want to know who you respect or who you don't respect. Why didn't you respect the United States of Biafra that day? The Biafra that you say you're fighting, why didn't you respect the Biafra you're fighting for that day and participate in that hero day? Show us your work. Out of anger, out of greed. So you don't want to show it, so they will say that you did it for this person. You don't want to do it, so they say, and at the end of the day, you end up destroying your own personality and present. Biafrans are watching. Biafrans are watching. In the process of making sure that somebody does not take glory on what you're doing, you are equally destroying yourself, because Biafrans don't care about who takes the glory. What we want is result. Result is what the Biafran people are after. They don't care who takes the glory or who does not take the glory. What the Biafran care about is result. Result. It was because of result that Mazi Samareba survived. You can imagine IPOB with all their forces, with more than 400,000 Irats everywhere. With Irats everywhere. With a huge platform, with about how many, 3 or 4 radio. 3 or 4 radio in media platforms that have thousands of followers. But yet, Mazen Samonekpa stood up, and so many of us joined him, and we were able to overcome. It was not because we are too smart. It was not because we are too strong. It's not because we are too intelligent. It was because we are bringing results. Biafrans, we are seeing results. It's not just making noise. Why the DOS was busy that time, commanding and controlling. All they want is command and control. Oh, do this, you must do this. Do that, you must do that. They were busy in holding on to that command and control. Meanwhile, somebody was somewhere bringing results. How do you forget that strategy so soon? What the Biafran people want results. From everybody, let there be result. Bring result. That is what we want. We don't care who takes glory or who does not take glory. If you end up destroying your own job simply because you don't want to do it so that they will say it's this person that did it, and you end up leaving the whole thing to damage. You allow the terrorists to take over our land. You think Biafrans will be happy? You think Biafrans will be happy? But when Biafrans see results from you, you bring out a video, not a video of blackmail or propaganda. You bring out a video. It is about your achievement. It is about the battle you are engaging. It is about the success you have made. You don't come to media to come and make a video or to talk about somebody or to refute it. You don't refute anything. You don't have to refute anything. There's nothing to prove to anybody. You don't need to beg for money when you are fighting for the Biafran freedom. Once you are providing results, Biafrans will fund you. Whoever you are, Biafrans will fund you. Why are you not producing result? Why did we allow ourselves to be drawn back to this extent? Why did they allow ourselves to be drawn back to this extent? Wherever you are as a Biafran, it is high time we go back to seeking result. Only result can make us to get to this very path that we're looking for. If you can provide result, Biafrans will gather around you. That's absolutely. You don't need to beg. You don't need to beg for support or beg for recognition or beg. No, you don't need to. You don't need to produce results. You have done it before, and you can equally do it now. Why the distraction? Why the distraction? Every department have their own responsibility. Whether you are in Biafran military, whether you are in the government, or whether you are in any other section you are, what we want is result. Get busy with that area you have chosen to work for Biafran people. Get busy. Get busy with whichever area you want to work for them. Get busy. Once Biafrans see your job, they will support you. They will. Our enemies are busy re-strategizing, bringing new strategies every day. We see them employing new strategies. We see them trying to change narratives. We see them putting on so many things in place. And so many of us are idle, watching. So many of us are busy listening to propaganda and blackmail that doesn't hold water. So many of us allow ourselves to be used and abused against our people. How long shall we continue on this path of madness? Today is Sunday. It's Monday, not Sunday, sorry. Today is Monday, sit at home. And you can see that the Biafran people, on their own part, they are doing their part. The ordinary Biafrans, they are doing their part by sitting at home. What about you? You that have signed up to defend them. How are you playing your own role? How are you doing your own part? You that sign up that you are going to defend the land. The people on their own side have chosen the civil disobedience. And they have held on to civil disobedience now for more than 4 years and stay counting going. You now that on your own part now, you are in defense, you are in administration, what are you doing? How are you doing your own part? How are you carrying out your own duty? How are you carrying out your own duty? Is your presence bringing people into Biafra or driving people away? Is your presence winning recognition or taking away the little recognition that we have? Your actions today, is it favorable to Biafrans or destroying everything Biafrans stand for? Ask yourself these questions. And when you ask yourself these questions, you can be able to know what to say, what to do. The atrocities in Nigeria is not stopping. The attack against the citizens by the terrorists in Nigeria is not a child's play. Some of you are seeing that as a child's play. When you are hearing the way the jihadists are going after the Christians in Nigeria, it is not a joke. And the world is silent. They don't want to talk about it. If you're not scared, it means you're not human. If you're not concerned, it means you're not human. More especially, you are a Biafran, you're not concerned. Each time when you hear about this attack against Christians, do you think they can succeed without taking over Biafra land? They cannot succeed. That is why they are focusing in Biafra land, using their military in uniform to take over that land. And some of you think it's a joke. Some of you think it's a joke. The world are busy changing narrative. Instead of speaking about what is happening, they continue to change narrative and say different things altogether. The jihadists keep slaughtering Christians in Nigeria, and the world is silent. Look at this one. A Norwegian government funds the jihadists' housing, and the media blames the ordeal on climate change, when the reality is Islam. Jihadists are slaughtering in Syria, in Africa, but all Western politicians talk about is Gaza. Exactly. Exactly. Nobody is going to come to your aid. Nobody will come to your aid, more especially you are a Christian. Nobody will come to your aid if you don't protect yourself. You are on your own. If you do not protect yourself, you are on your own. That is why we are shouting, we are crying, we are wailing, because we are on our own. We are on our own. Nobody, no part of the world is ready to help. You know, initially, some of us was hoping that when Trump will come, that something is going to happen. Now, Trump is almost ending his tenure. Trump is fast running his tenure. And you can see his hands are filled up. He can't even be able to finish the problem he has against his country, let alone talking about someone else. Now you understand that we are on our own. We are on our own. Nobody's going to fight this battle for us. We have to fight it. We have to fight it. There's this piece that David Masanga wrote. He said, I have told you before, Africans must strengthen our own court in Arusha instead of putting their faith in the ICC. To look at the ICC as a savior is political suicide. Why should an African wish to send another African to the ICC when the American and Russians, the so-called superpowers themselves, despise it? Who bewitched some Africans this Marco Beta? Nobody's going to help you anywhere. Nobody is going to help you anywhere. Nobody. We are on our own and we had a fight battle. Even that's why I don't even talk about this issue, Africa issue a lot. When they talk about this African unification, I am not even interested in that. I'm interested on saving my own people first. Save your own region. Let every people save themselves. Later on, we can begin to unite. When they're talking about African unity, they're talking about African unity. Look at South Africa. South Africa today, they are still busy chasing foreigners away from their country. I saw one where they were going from hospital to hospital, telling people in the hospital to leave. If they are not a South African, you should leave. That they are hospital for state. If you are not a South African, you should go to private hospital. Driving people who are already on their bed to take treatment in South Africa. So how can you see such another thing happen that you begin to talk about Africa? Talk about your own region. Let each and every person save themselves. When we save ourselves and redraw the map, if we want to unite, then and only then we can begin to talk about unification. You begin to unite. After every region have built themselves, then we'll write a constitution under which we are going to unite. And everybody will obey it and work for us. You cannot be uniting based on these boundaries drawn by the colonial masters. You cannot be talking about the unification of Africa while you still have their boundaries everywhere. You still have boundaries everywhere. How is it going to work? We must not allow the evil of the Janjaweed to work. And we must not allow them to use us. More especially we, the Biafrans. We must rise up. Your brother is not the enemy. Nnamdi Kanu said in his broadcast, "Onye gburu nwanne ya bụrụ odogwu. Ịchọ igbu mmadụ, ịchọ ha na ike adịgwo gị ịchọrọ igbu mmadụ. Jee jụọ ndị iro anyị jee gbuo. Jee chọọ ndị Janjaweed jee gbuo. Chọọ ndị Janjaweed. Chọọ ndị iro anyị ha na ebe ahụ. Chọọ ndị Fulani terrorists ha na everywhere. Ị na-achọ onye etigbu jee tigbuo fa. Bụrụ nwanne gị. Onye gburu nwanne ya bụrụ odogwu. But this is what we see every day. It is sad, but we must continue. Let us listen to this message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu once again before we proceed.
From tonight, no more cultism. We cannot suffer and remove roadblocks to make life easier for our people, only to end up creating a haven for idiots and fools to be harassing our own people that we are defending. Fulani will harass your people and torment them. You do nothing. When Fulani Janjaweed are gone, you idiots will now come out to torment your own people who have already been tormented by the Fulani. And you think I will tolerate that sort of rubbish? It can never happen. Let what happened in Nnamdi today be beautiful. And any state that this happens again, DSS will be in trouble in that state. DSS, I'm telling you now, anywhere you organize the type of rubbish you did today in Anambra State, you will be in trouble. No more cultism. All the politicians using some of our children, our boys, whom they place on drugs. We know the drugs they're using. Methamphetamine drugs. So they can convert them, they can become dependent on drugs, and they now use them as political thugs. Your days too are numbered. For allowing yourselves to be used by the Fulani to instigate trouble in our land as you did today, you will not be spared. I want to make it very clear tonight that whatever happened today in Anambra will never happen again, I assure you. It can't happen. Because we are going to find those responsible and they are all going to be dealt with. You know, you people are very funny sometimes. You want to try people's resolve. Sometimes you want to try to see what you can do. You are like doctors. You keep pressing to see where is spending us, isn't it? All of you are in one almighty mess, I assure you. You are all going to be found. You will be caught, one after the other. All of you criminals attacking banks and businesses. I don't understand that type of nonsense. So, none of you feel any shame. When Fulani police and army are molesting your own people, you'll be there watching and complaining. Now Fulani police are gone, and their army, they are gone. You now want to replace them in the land of Biafra. You think that is possible? With IPOB, with ESN around, you think it is possible? We came to eradicate every form of criminality. It doesn't matter who the perpetrators are. There could be Fulani, there could be some of you idiots that claim you're in court. From tomorrow, let's find you in a court. Useless fools everywhere. Anywhere that businesses are being attacked, you will report it. Anywhere you see anybody doing court, report that very individual, please. So you want us to come and face you so that Fulani can take over our land? Is that what you want? When Biafra is almost at hand? A land where you can be free, meaningfully engaged in some form of useful employment or the other. You want to go about causing nuisance. Then we'll teach you how we deal with those who are so idiotic enough to want to join politicians to win what we are doing. You criminals today trying to tarnish the image of IPOB and ESN, you will not go free. All politicians are hereby placed on notice that anywhere we discover any cult group in Biafra land, it will be forcibly dismantled. Or should I say, forcefully dismantled. I don't want to hear that we are entering the era of Bakassi again, because I'm warning all of you tonight. In case you don't know, what the politicians want to do is to use some of these drug addicts to claim they are ESN. Anybody who has any brain will understand that we are the children of light. We don't engage in any form of criminality. We don't. We abhor it. Because once we do, the glory and mercy of Elohim will leave us. And once God withdraws his grace from us, we are finished. It took us nearly 15 years to bring the grace of God back upon the lives of our people. People are praying morning, noon, and night. We can't allow some idiots to ruin it. It can never, ever happen. I don't want to hear when your brother or your cousin is caught doing cultism. I don't want to hear this rubbish. We are in Bakassi again. Because the Janjaweed papers and some of them will write glowingly your account of what happened. Whenever you go to talk your rubbish to zoo journalists, remember to start the story from the beginning. My brother was in Anambra, shot dead 2 people, and robbed a bank. Remember to start from the beginning. We can't allow this rubbish to continue. You fools, I don't know if it is Janjaweed the Fulani that impregnated some of your mothers. I don't know why you reason as foolishly as you do. It can no longer happen. I am warning all of you tonight, especially all those criminals holding Biafran flags. But unfortunately for you, everybody knows that IPOB can never ever engage in any form of criminality. No, we don't. And I won't condone it. Never, ever, ever. Biafrans all over the world contribute the funds with which IPOB is run, and now Eastern Security Network, to secure our land. We know that banks play a very vital function in terms of generating employment by making sure that businesses are set up. We understand that very clearly. Therefore, banks, no-go area for anybody, any criminal. Businesses, you see all those people trading and doing their businesses, running their industries, no-go area. Don't go near them, or else you're finished. We are in the forest and farmlands fighting Fulani terrorists, and in the streets tormenting our people. That cannot happen. Do you want me to allow the police and the army to come back again with their stupid checkpoints, so that when they see you in Okada, if you don't pay them 15 naira, they kill you? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? I'm asking you. If you don't want that, then stop this nonsense. It must stop tonight. I am going to give you numbers to call. Anybody who is involved in cultism, if you know anybody who is involved in the mayhem today in Anambra State, I'm going to give you 2 numbers to call. Give us their names. Send their pictures to us. And then leave the rest for us to handle. Please. Very, very on the certificate. Fulani said they own our land. Instead of people to rise up and reason properly like human beings, you are behaving like fools. You are behaving like fools. Look at Hausa people. Do you want what happened to Hausa people to happen to you? Look at Yoruba, our Yoruba brothers. They are now fighting back. Everybody, including their traditional rulers, everybody is fighting back, trying to secure a better future for the Yoruba people. Are you not reading it? So you don't know that only of Ife are of Yoruba land, Ganyada. You don't know that they are now in favor of dividing Nigeria. You don't know that? You can see how the Yoruba youths are fighting for something that they believe in. We have been fighting and dying for you. That is why the Fulanis do not have any foothold in our forests, even as they do in Yoruba land. Yet, instead of you to appreciate it and say that what is happening is very easy, is to be carrying Biafran flag all over the place and looking for a bank to rob. You're doing hard man. But when the Fulanis came, nobody found you. You did nothing. Such rubbish and idiocy we cannot allow to continue. Northerners remain Nigeria's owners. Igbos and Yoruba should respect this, according to the governor of Kanu State. These are the people that you want to be in one Nigeria with. This is what we are trying to save you from. But some of you, sadly, do not want to reason nor understand. The governor of Kanu State, the people who contribute nothing to the coffers of Nigeria, they contribute absolutely nothing. Nothing. Tell me what the Fulanis contribute. Only if you call moving cattle from place to place and taking over people's land is a viable economic undertaking. The same people who cannot run a country. Even despite how much I hate Lugard for bringing the zoo together, at least he was right about something. That those people are not serious. They can never even take care of themselves. They're very lazy. They cannot work very hard. Show me one Fulani man who is a hard-working human being, self-made. Name one person. There is none. And before you come up with your nonsense that Dangote is the richest man in Africa because you're a fool, he does money laundering for corrupt Fulani politicians. That's what he does. If you give me monopoly over ordinary salt, I'll become a multi-billionaire. That is why we're even going to file antitrust laws in the USA. He should no longer be going to the US. Because there's a law in the USA, once you run a monopoly anywhere in the world, it is 25 years imprisonment. Go and check the antitrust laws in the USA. It's very clear. These are the people that you want to be in the same country with. You cannot stand up and fight for your own rights to be going about terrorizing villagers. The same thing that Britain did with some of our ancestors, or should I say forefathers, when they came. The army that Britain used to conquer us came from Ghana. West Africa Frontier Force, if you don't, let me tell you. Black people conquering black people for a white man. Useless fools. There's something you're doing. Fulani, ordinary Fulani is using you in Anambra State to fight against your own people. You fools without brain. There's something they do to Hausa people. Look at Hausa land today is owned by Fulani. Look at Hausa land today is owned by Fulani. Is that the same thing you want to happen in your village? You are doing hard man. You are doing hard man. These are the idiots, should I say, your so-called governors. The only reason why they announced their useless Ebubago is to try to rubbish ESN. They brought him, Umahi went on television, opened his thinking stupid mouth to be talking rubbish, talking about banditry, ESN banditry, because they planned to rob a bank in Anambra today. That's these politicians I blame it on, and DSS. They arranged it. I have not said that we would interfere with the electoral process in the zoo. If this continues, There will be no governorship elections in Anambra State this year. I'm not saying it by peaceful boycott. We'll do it by force this time around if that's what you want. Because it seems to me that our people, when you try to speak to them very softly to make them understand, they fail to understand. They launched a so-called security outfit. There was no logo. Nobody was employed. No guns to go and face the enemies that are highly armed from the Sahel. Not even ordinary bicycle, talk less of motorcycle or cars. No training. This is the most stupid and foolish launch of a security outfit anywhere in the world. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I hope you are following what I'm saying. People who cannot pay salary to teachers, they cannot pay salary to nurses, they cannot pay civil servants in their states. They want to go and float a security outfit, more or less to run a band of rogues and criminals. Because they cannot pay them. They don't have they have stolen all the money. Where will they get the money to pay? From who? From where? They have not paid ordinary teachers. We run a volunteer army. People who are devoted to the liberation of their land, the defense of Biafra land. They want to recruit people that are going to train and pay salary. They have not paid teachers. They have not paid pensioners. All of them put together, none they have not paid. They are the ones. You are launching a security outfit, not one single thing to show for it, not one. Only a bag to go and fight IPOB, to fight ESN. You people are digging your graves, you know. Oh my goodness me. My goodness me. These people are very, very foolish. Let me tell you one thing you don't understand. You see your governors, they are working for Fulani to take us over. And you know why I'm so happy is because you don't need to go far to look for a template of your impending doom if you don't support what IPOB is doing. Don't go too far. Just look at all Hausa people. Look at Hausa. Look at Hausa people. If you want to know what your future is going to be like, please, 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 look at Hausa people. Only. What happened to Hausa people? The same thing some of you are doing today with Ebube Pussy was what they did. Fulani came very cleverly. You know they're very clever. Very cleverly they came. Because they even Fulani started practicing divide and rule before the British came. They set one against the other, brother against brother. As you're fighting, they come in as peacekeeper. By the time you wake up, they have Sariki Fulani of all. Then your eyes will clear. That's what they're trying to do to us. You must not allow them to use you. Don't allow them. You see all these your so-called politicians and governors, they are Fulani slaves full time. That is why when Fulani terrorists come and kill us, they say nothing. Nothing. But if it's IPOB, you see them shouting on channels. Have any of them been on channels TV before to condemn the killing going on right now in Eboyi? Do you know how many men we have lost since last week? Because we are fighting Nigerian army. Not for regular Fulani terrorists, not Mietiala terrorists. We are fighting the real army of Nigeria inside Eboyi. Are you aware of that? Do you know what we are doing? This idiots I know what they're doing jamboree, doing fake lunch. That idiot that specializes in using our money to build hotels opened his stupid mouth to say, oh, they're online, they're on the internet. Whoever did this thing to you people, it will never be well with that entity. You despise yourself so much that when Fulani come and kill you, you say nothing. But any day we'll rise up to go and confront those killing us. You call our actions criminality. You call it criminality. But when Fulanis kill us in our villages, rape our sister and cut her body into pieces, it is nothing. It's not criminality. It's a farmer header clash. And you think that Elohim will forgive any of you. We are the last line of defense. Without IPOB, I'm telling you, in the name of Almighty in heaven, all of you would have been fulanized by now. Everybody, including my Yoruba brothers, all of you would have been gone. Ask yourself, why is it that Yoruba people are in exile in Benin Republic? How come Fulani people drove Yoruba people away from their land? They are refugees in Benin Republic. How come 2/3 of Yoruba forests are being occupied by Fulani? Why is that not happening in our land? Ask yourself that question. Why is the East as secure as it is? It's because of IPOB and ESN. Nobody else. Of course, I do apologize to heaven. Of course, the grace of God Almighty in heaven. Not man. And some of you are busy talking rubbish. I sometimes wonder if you have brain at all. Any of you. Idiots supporting these stupid governors. Idiots to the core. Idiots. When our sister was killed and cut to pieces, what did Obiano say? I ask you, what did Obiano say? Will Obiano? Right now, this minute, this second, we are in a war in Ebonyi State. We are fighting a war right now in Ebonyi State. Has Omar said anything? Is the security summit? Have they said anything? Because they are working for the Fulani, but some of you are too blind to see it. You are too foolish to understand what is happening around you. But thank heavens that we are smarter than them. That is why when Ganduje is saying that Nigeria belongs to them, when he hears about when his conscience tells him about IPOB, he will somehow swallow some of his words. You know we're not going to allow them to succeed. You know that very well, don't you? We can't allow them to succeed. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Nigeria is their own. No, DSS won't invite him. Nobody. They are busy doing their bidding, using you to fight their wars for them. Before it was Yoruba against Igbo, Igbo against Yoruba, until we discovered that that was full on a plan. And we said no, that the East and the West must be together. Now that plan failed. Now our Yoruba brethren, our brothers and sisters from Yoruba, now they realize that that thing we have been saying all along is the right way to go. Today, even the Oni of Ife of all people, can the Obi of Onitsha say such a thing? Of course he did well a few weeks ago. Can you imagine? You know, our people will tell you, oh, but they have not fought a war before. We fought a war. Don't allow us to come out, and the Yorubas will deceive us again. That's what some of the idiots will say. But you see, this very generation of Yoruba people, this generation, this very one, they will set their people free. You watch and see what is going to happen. Have I ever told you something before or misled you? I can't, because I'm under divine oath. I cannot. Even if the flesh wants to, I cannot. The spirit will reject it. You see this present generation of Yoruba, not the Kwara State one, not the fake Janjaweed, the real Yoruba people. They will set their people free. You watch and see what's going to happen. Did you see their women from the diaspora at Oba's palace? Do you know it's becoming very, very clear now for everybody? It is becoming apparent to even the British that control the zoo that the Fulani rule of Nigeria is a complete and shambolic failure. Are you aware of that? Let me tell you what they have done to all of you that you do not understand. They have squandered the resources of Nigeria so much that hyperinflation is coming. You think that $1 to 500 naira is bad? No, it's going to hit up to 2,000 very soon. As I'm speaking, write it down. Do you know why? Because some of you are very poor students of economics. They have printed money. Fulani have rendered the treasury useless. They are now printing money. Ask them, where is the money of every budget that they have ever made since 2015? Where is the money? Only railway being built by MH with loans from China. So that means that even the proceeds from oil cannot even pay salaries. That is why they went and they minted. They went to the people printing money at a CBN. That is how foolish Fulani is. That's Fulani economics. To print 60 billion naira as alleged or as stipulated or stated by Obaseki, Governor Obaseki of Edo State. They are minting money. Do you know what that means in real terms? Life is going to become more difficult. Because some of you, as I said earlier, do not understand how economics work. You have no idea how it works. Everything, every currency, every money you're minting or printing needs to have a value. Or else hyperinflation will set in. And once hyperinflation sets in, all of you are gone. You are all gone as you are finished. You are absolutely finished. Poverty will become deepened. And you know the funniest thing is that the people that put that idiot, the dead Buhari in power in 2015, they knew the idiot's record. They know he could not have performed. Everybody knows. In 1983, he was an economic disaster. Everybody knew this. Everybody knew. As young as I was then, I knew that this man was, dear me, an impediment to economic growth. The dead Buhari, the late one, not the mask-wearing young bobo that they say flew in from London today. After being chased away from London, or should I say, castigated by Aisha, the idiot came back. Governor Baseki of Edo State has asked the Fulani federal government of Nigeria to tell the truth about the 60 billion they are printing. You don't think it's going to affect you? No wonder they're planning putting up the price of petrol to, I don't know if it's 500 naira per liter. You don't know what the Fulani.
Hello, my wonderful people. As you have finished watching this interesting video, please, I want to see your comment, your contribution, your opinion in the comment section. Like I said earlier, let us do it constructively. Tell me what you think about this video that you have just watched, and also about the platform. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please remember to subscribe, put on your notification bell, share this video, and remain blessed.